We have Cindy Huchery from Gabrumpa. Cindy's the Social Science Project Manager for the Science for Management section of Gabrumpa. Her work is about ensuring that social science is an integral part of the management of the Great Barrier Reef. Over to you, Cindy. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So yes, my name is Cindy Huchery and I work in the social science team of the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority with Dyer, who everyone knows here. So here today I'm gonna share with you our experience of what it means to cross the bridge between science and management. First, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from which we are here today and pay my respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. So first, what's the problem? Well, really, we often find that there is a gap between science and management, and that is due to different constraints that exist on both sides. So on one side, we have science, which aims to advance knowledge and publish, and doing robust science takes time and details are very important. While on the other side, we have management, and management is about making decisions and policies, and they often have much quicker timeframes and higher expectations. So what we often find is this in the middle when we're trying to meet. And our role as knowledge broker is really to bridge that gap. So we sit at the boundary, we're not scientists and we're not decision makers, and we recognize that knowledge is a two-way process. So while science is well known to produce knowledge, management also holds key knowledge that needs to be really shared. And at the Reef Authority, the Science for Management section is the knowledge broker team for the authority. So in 2015, the Australian and Queensland government released the Reef 2050 long-term sustainability plan, and this really lays out the overarching goals and objective to improve the health and management of the reef. This is reviewed every 5 years, and to know how we're progressing towards those objectives, RIMREP, which stands for the Reef 2050 Integrated Monitoring and Reporting Program, was created, and it's a partnership between multiple agencies, and the Reef Authority is the lead coordinator. And its vision is really to develop a knowledge system to drive adaptive evidence-based management for the GBR. But how does it actually work? Well, it starts with our objective and management needs on one side, and it aims to finish with effective management on the other side. What's in the middle is those three sections: collect, access, and show. And that's really where our work as the Science for Management team at the authority focuses. So collect is where we gather data and information from all the amazing research that you guys do. Access is all the behind the scene engineering that provides access and connect data streams. That's some of the work that Eduardo is doing right here. And then show is where we do reporting, create data visualization and decision support tools, and we're making all of those available through one of our online portal, which is called the Reef Knowledge System. Now, within the Science for Management section, we are a team of 2 social scientists, so me and Michelle Dyer, that you all know. And our goals are clear. There are 5 human dimensions objective in the Reef 2050 plan, and it becomes our team's framework. These cover things like sustainable use, stewardship, governance, connection to the reef, and heritage. And we've been working hard in all the projects we're involved in to align all of those to those objectives. But firstly, we all know that social sciences cover a very broad range of discipline, and we cannot be expert in all of those. And additionally, the management of the reef has been really dominated by natural sciences, yet it's all about managing people. So we found it quite tricky with Michelle, to keep track of all this amazing social science and practice that was going on around. So in late 2020, we created the social science community for the reef. And this was our attempt to build a bridge, really as a platform to share knowledge and collaborate. We started this with our own network, and at our first meeting, we had about 30 people. And this group has now grown to more than 300 members and is a collaboration between Gobrumpa, SARO, GBR, JCU, QUT, UQ, and the list is increasing. And we have been holding quarterly meetings where we try to bring both academic and practice perspective on social science teams. And as we all know, because we're all here today, we're holding a yearly symposium. Now, the Reef Authority is often identified as an end user on research project. What does that actually mean to be an end user? Well, if we think about that bridge as the different phases of a project, from conceptualization to output, when and to what extent we are actually involved can help us understand that. So what we often get is a scientist doing the whole project from conceptualization to output. They contact us at the end with a paper, a report, or a brief, and as a knowledge broker, we share this output with relevant manager. We do that in different ways. We sometimes invite them for a science seminar, or we translate the research with a more management relevant framing when needed. And what we found is that sometimes the manager find it useful, and it kind of contributes to a piece of the puzzle that they're really trying to solve. But other times they really don't know what to do with that information. That's not because the research hasn't been done well, but sometimes that because it misses some important context. For other projects, we're involved at one or two steps along the way. For example, scientists contact us during their concept or planning phase to make sure that their research are really useful and really aligned to some of our Reef 2050 objective. Or sometimes they contact us if they need support to collect data. And for other projects, we as knowledge brokers, and sometimes we also bring a relevant manager, are involved all along the way. And that's in the project design phase, the scoping. We can be part of steering committees, we can have an advisory role, review milestone and products, and co-produce communication materials at the end. And this is the case for 4 projects, the Reef Trust Partnership critical monitoring projects. One of those is the social and economic long-term monitoring program, which looks at communities' attitude towards the GBR and was initiated in 2011. It's led by SARO, and you'll hear all about it in the next talk by Matt Kernock. And then in 2021, 3 additional projects looking at human dimensions were funded. We've got Seaborn, which is it's for sustainable use and benefit, which is led by Anthea Cogan from SARO. Protect, which is about stewardship, led by Ange here, and a project on governance led by Karen Vela from QUT. So what we realize through our work is that there is actually no bridge to cross between science and management. While our constraints might be different, our goals are the same. So we really are all standing on one side of the bridge together, and that side is a problem. And we're trying to build a bridge across a solution. Sorry, I'll be there. So not every project needs to be highly collaborative, but if we start from the same place, it's important. And these are some of the lessons we learned. It's important to have clear question and scope, have the right people in the room from the start, have clear processes and governance that everyone agrees on. Timing can be tricky, so it's important to match timing to expectations, align the dots between project and shared goals, keep communicating. Support in terms of funding can be challenging, but take the opportunities where they are. And one thing we're not doing potentially very well yet is how do we measure success in doing that? So now I'd like to know, what lessons have you learned in your projects?